Do you guys want a creepy horror recommendation that nobody's talking about? Well, look no further. I stumbled across a movie while I was looking at Ali Larter on IMDb because I'm looking for more information on the next Final Destination movie. And I came across a film that she was in called The Man in the White Van. Now, this has got nothing to do with her. She's just one of the actresses in the film. And I was looking at the synopsis of this film and I thought, this sounds like quite interesting. So I watched the trailer for it on YouTube and then I was like, do you know what? This actually interests me. It's probably going to be one of these films where the trailer looks decent, but the movie's terrible. But it wasn't the case. Now, first off, it does have that made for TV, made for streaming look about it. That might put a lot of people off. And it certainly did to me at some extent. But I thought to myself, I'm going to give the movie a chance. Now, what interested me more was the story. The story looked intriguing because it was loosely based on a true story. I thought the acting was decent. Like I said, Ali Larter was in the movie. She plays the mum. Sean Astin is in the film as well. He plays the dad. Now, with their star power, I call it star power, they're not as big as they used to be. But the good thing about these two actors is they don't take front and centre. They're not in the movie to say, hey, look at me, I'm Sean Astin. Hey, look at me, I'm Ali Larter. It's not like that. They're just there and they're just the parents in the movie. The main star is Madison Wolfe. She plays Annie. She's the one that gets stalked by a man in a white van. If she looks familiar to you, she should, because she plays young Janet from The Conjuring 2 from back in 2016. I genuinely thought the girl that played Janet was a British girl or an English girl, but she's not. She's from Louisiana. The story of this movie is about a man who goes around taking women and girls into his white van, and he does this between 1970 and 1975. Predominantly, the movie's set in 1975, but it goes back in time once a year where he picks up what seems to be one woman every year until it leads up to 1975 where he tries to take Annie. This is loosely based on the Billy Mansfield Jr. case. This is a guy who killed 5 women and girls between 1975 and 1980 in Florida and California. And would you believe it? He takes these girls in his white van. And honestly, I'd never heard of that case before at all. It's not one of the most popular cases. That might be why it's a film like this that's not known to a lot of people. But as I started reading about the case, I got more and more involved in it. The movie does play out like pure fiction. It doesn't look or feel like a movie that's supposed to be based on a true story. Yes, it's got the true story elements to it, but especially the last act of this movie is absolute pure fiction, but it's entertaining fiction. And for a film that's supposed to be made for TV or made for streaming, the last act of the movie honestly had me on the edge of my seat. I feel like the premise had so much potential. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I really like the film, but I felt like it had more potential if it was handed over to a competent company with a lot of money. I think this was self-funded by fans, and you can tell because it's a low-budget film. But if this was handed to someone like David Fincher and he was doing it for Fox or 20th Century Studios or something, then I think the movie would probably be a lot better. But with the hands that it was in, I think they still were very competent. For those who like movies that are based on true stories, or at least loosely based on true stories, and those people who like the stock and slash, I think there's something in here for all of you guys. I don't tend to recommend made-for-TV or streaming films because a lot of the time they're not that good. But I feel like this one's quite strong. It's strong enough to be recommended to people because the acting's great and the story is intriguing. Think Michael Myers in a white van, a good slow build-up of stalking in the first half of the movie, and in the last 25 minutes, it's just pure attack. Like I said, it's no Scream, it's no Zodiac, but if you're looking for a good, decent film to watch over the weekend, I recommend it. So if you've seen this movie, guys, what do you think of the story, or at least the true story of the man in the white van? But if you haven't seen it, I haven't spoiled anything for you. So don't read the comments if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you haven't seen it, guys, highly recommend it. If you have seen it, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of it. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever play Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back! See!